Before this video gets officially begun, I think you should all go subscribe to Yins Around Hockey. Very good hockey channel. I definitely think you should subscribe as they cover some important topics, such as concussions recently. Something that needs to be covered more. I'll link them in the description, so be sure you subscribe. Hello everybody, my name is Hockey Hangout. Today I'm looking over some of the biggest draft busts since 2000. So this is just a matter of my personal opinion. So if someone on your team is there, don't get mad at me because someone from the team you hate might also be on this list. Starting off with number 5 on this list, I have Easman. He was drafted by the New York Rangers in the first round, 12th overall of the 2003 entry draft. Of course, the 2003 entry draft was the draft that had Marc-Andre Fleury going first overall. That's known as one of the deepest drafts in history, but of course, not for the Rangers. The first round pick, Easman, ended up only playing 2 games in the NHL with a whopping 0 goals, 0 assists for 0 points, and added 1 fight in there. So, he obviously wasn't the player they expected, despite the fact that he had put up some decent numbers in college, almost being a point-per-game player. Easman certainly didn't turn out the way that they were hoping. Easman was a career AHLer, not even a great one in that, having a lot of fight. This next one, a few of you may know from an NHL 18 franchise mode that some of you do, and that's Alexander Burmistrov. Little do most people know, unless you've looked at his stats, he was drafted 8th overall in 2010 by the Atlanta Thrashers. Burmistrov joined the Barrie Colts of the Ontario Hockey League after being selected 12th overall in the CHL import draft, and later on will have been selected 8th overall. Burmistrov put up 348 games played with 37 goals, 64 assists for 101 points, and had 139 penalty minutes along the way. He actually fought John Tavares for his first career NHL fight, so talk about an ambitious way to start it. He played a lot of games in the AHL with the St. John's Ice Caps, and he never really turned out. Also not known by a lot, Montoya was selected 6th overall in 2004 by the New York Rangers and has some decent amounts of games played, but not amazing stats. He had 168 games played, had a 64-39 record with 24 OT games, and a goal against average of 2.65 and a save percentage of .908. Yeah, he can hardly keep a career save percentage above 900. That's not great. Montoya twice represented the United States at the World Junior Ice Hockey Championships, and he was pretty good there. So the question remains, what happened to Montoya? Did he not play with great teams? I mean, he had a 66-34-4 record with the Hartford Wolfpack of the American Hockey League, so it doesn't seem that way. The New York Rangers are certainly wishing they had more out of Montoya. Everyone saw this coming when they got on the list. It's Nail Yakupov at number 2. Fail for Nail, and this makes me rejoiced. Nail Yakupov was drafted along a time where Edmonton couldn't get anything except first overall picks. It was nice to see at least one of them was a miss. Nail Yakupov was selected first overall by the Edmonton Oilers, and has played decent amounts of games with 350, but has certainly underperformed that first overall rating. Yakupov has played 350 games, had 62 goals, 74 assists for 136 points, and 142 penalty minutes. That is not great, and is definitely below average of what you would expect from a first overall pick. He could have been the victim of just a lacking draft class. But then you look at Philip Forsberg, potentially the best pick of this draft, who was selected 11th overall. Ouch. Number 1 here, to no one's surprise, we have DiPietro. What a bust. I mean, Drafted first overall by the New York Islanders at a time they were struggling heavily. 318 games played, 130, 136 records, so below 500 record. 28 overtime games, losses, I guess, overtime losses, but a 2.87 goals against average and a 902 save percentage. The one thing you have to consider here is that he was playing for a struggling team and was actually decent. Some years carrying them to a playoff run. Not a long one, often involved them getting eliminated in the first round. But DiPietro wasn't a complete bust. Injuries ruined his career, and he ended up retiring a while ago with his contract being absurd. I bet you they're happy that they're getting rid of that. As always, thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.